I need you to stop whatever you are doing right now. Because what I am about to tell you in the next 7 minutes has the potential to completely change the financial trajectory of your entire life. And I am not saying that to get your attention. I am saying it because almost nobody in your life has ever had the courage to say this to you directly. Your salary, no matter how big it gets, will never make you wealthy. Never. Not $60,000, not $100,000, not even $200,000 a year. A salary alone has never built generational wealth, not once in the history of money. And the moment you truly understand why, everything changes. Stay with me, because this is the video your future self needs you to watch today. I want you to think about someone you know personally: a teacher, a nurse, a manager, an engineer, someone who has worked their entire adult life, someone who showed up every single day without fail, someone who did everything right. Now ask yourself honestly, are they wealthy? Not comfortable, not surviving, wealthy. Do they have true financial freedom? Could they stop working tomorrow and maintain their lifestyle for the rest of their life? For most of you, the answer is no. And that person, that hard-working, loyal, dedicated person, is living proof of the most painful financial truth most people never face. A lifetime of salary income does not build wealth, it builds survival. And there is a devastating difference between the two. Here is why. Your salary is what economists call active income. Active income means one thing: you only get paid when you show up. The moment you stop showing up, the income stops. You get sick, the income stops. You get laid off, the income stops. You get old, the income stops. Your entire financial life, your rent, your mortgage, your groceries, your children's future, is sitting on top of a single fragile thread. One thread. And every single wealthy person you have ever admired, every one of them, made the same decision at some point in their life. They refused to let one thread hold everything. They built nets, multiple income streams, assets that produce cash, investments that grow while they sleep, businesses that operate without their constant presence. Nets instead of threads. And the difference between a thread and a net is the difference between financial anxiety and financial freedom. Now let me show you exactly why the salary math never works out. Let us say you earn $75,000 a year. After federal taxes, state taxes, Social Security, and Medicare, you take home roughly $54,000. That is $4,500 a month. Now subtract your rent or mortgage, your car payment, your insurance, your groceries, your utilities, your phone bill, your subscriptions, student loans if you have them. Most Americans making $75,000 a year have between $200 and $500 left at the end of the month. $200 to $500. Now tell me, how do you build wealth with $300 left at the end of the month? You cannot. Not at that pace, not with that structure. And here is the part that breaks people when they finally see it clearly. Your salary grows slowly, maybe 3% a year if you are lucky. But inflation grows at 3% a year. Your expenses grow every single year. Taxes grow as your income grows. You are running on a treadmill that is speeding up faster than you can run, and nobody told you that the treadmill was the problem. Let me tell you about Marcus. Marcus graduated at 22 with a finance degree and landed a job paying $52,000 a year. He worked harder than anyone in that office. By 30, he was earning $85,000. His colleagues respected him, his family was proud of him, and Marcus was terrified. Not because things were going badly, because things were going exactly as planned, and the plan was not working. He had a nice apartment, a reliable car, a 401k he barely understood, and absolutely zero ability to imagine stopping work for even 3 months without his entire life collapsing. At 32, Marcus sat down and did the math that most people spend their whole lives avoiding. He calculated that if he continued on his current salary trajectory, working until 65, saving what little he could, he would retire with roughly $400,000 in savings. $400,000. That sounds like a lot until you understand that at a safe withdrawal rate, that money produces about $16,000 a year in retirement income. $16,000 a year! After 43 years of waking up every morning and trading his time for money. Marcus sat with that number for a long time, and then he made a decision that changed everything. He stopped asking, "How do I earn more salary?" And he started asking, "How do I build income that does not need me?" That question, "How do I build income that does not need me?" is the exact question that separates people who build wealth from people who simply earn money their entire lives. Because here is the truth about wealthy people that nobody talks about in school. Wealthy people do not have higher salaries. They have different income structures. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. 7. Not 7 jobs, 7 income streams. Dividends from investments, rental income from property, profits from a business, royalties from intellectual property, capital gains from assets appreciating in value. Income that arrives whether they get out of bed or not. Income that is not attached to their hours, their health, their employer's decisions, their boss's mood. Free income, sovereign income, income that belongs entirely to them. And the beautiful, brutal truth is this: building those streams does not require being born wealthy. It requires starting, consistently, with whatever you have. So what did Marcus do? He started small, embarrassingly small by his own admission. He opened a brokerage account and put $300 a month into a low-cost index fund. He started a weekend consulting service using the finance skills he already had. 3 clients in the first month, $800 extra. He read everything he could find about real estate investing, and 2 years later purchased a small rental property with a partner. None of it felt dramatic. None of it felt like a transformation in the moment. But 5 years later, Marcus had $67,000 invested in index funds, generating passive dividends. A consulting income of $3,500 a month that required 12 hours of his week. A rental property producing $800 a month in cash flow after expenses. His total monthly income had nearly doubled, and more than half of it had nothing to do with his salary. He was not a millionaire, but he was free in a way that no salary raise had ever made him feel, because for the first time, his income did not need him to survive. So here is what this means for you, right now, today. Your salary is not the enemy. Your salary is the foundation, the launch pad. But a launch pad is not a destination. You do not live on a launch pad. You use it to go somewhere. 3 steps, starting immediately. Step 1. Redirect a percentage of every paycheck, before you spend anything, into an investment account. Even $100 a month invested consistently over time becomes something that changes your life. Compound interest does not care how small you start. It only cares that you start. Step 2. Identify one skill you already have that someone would pay for outside of your employer. Consulting, tutoring, writing, designing, building, advising. Every skill has a market, and that market does not require your employer's permission. Step 3. Study wealth building the way you studied for your career. 1 book a month, 1 finance channel per week. The knowledge gap between where you are and where you want to be is closable, but only if you close it intentionally. Your salary was never supposed to be the whole plan. It was always supposed to be the beginning of one. If this video cracked something open in you today, if something shifted, I need you to do one thing. Subscribe right now.